Okay, so what I'm trying to show you here is basically give you a little rundown on how our interactive simulator works. This simulator is just designed to give you an idea of how much interest you could save by comparing it to either an existing mortgage that you have or another mortgage that you're considering. And it will also show you how long it should take before you get to that magic number of zero. So we're just going to click on get started right here, and then we have to do it again. Now you can come back by putting in your email and last name here, but for right now, let's just get started. So here's where we're going to compare either to a new loan you're considering for a refinance or a home purchase, or to compare to an existing loan that you already have. So let's go with one you're thinking about refinancing and you want to see how it compares with the all-in-one. So let's go with the estimated home value of 500,000 and comparing it to a 30-year fixed with a loan balance of, call it 350,000. And we'll say you're getting a super low interest rate of 3%. And as you can see, it shows you the monthly payment for that loan is 1476. So let's put that in there. Loan age would be 0 because you don't have it yet. You would put this exact amount of months if you clicked over here to compare it against the loan that you already have. And we'll say, yeah, you're making making extra payments each month of $100 if you get that other loan. And no second mortgage. If there was a second mortgage, you can click on open that up right there. And so we have total loans, total monthly payment, making extra payments of $100, and let's click continue. All right. So now is when you want to put in your net pay, not your gross. Basically what you're depositing each month or bi-weekly or semi-monthly, whatever it is. So let's just say that you are depositing, let's go with $4,000. Well, let's go a little lower. Let's go maybe say 3,200, and that's your net pay each bi-week. And we'll just say, if you had a significant other that was contributing. Now, that person does not have to be on the mortgage with you. It could just be somebody in your household or anybody else that wants to help contribute, right? If you have another source of income, you could put that right here. And again, clicking whichever one of these that works out to be. So maybe you get, let's say we get a quarterly bonus of let's say $2,000 quarterly bonus. Okay, and then we'll click. Oh, also, and this is important, if you have money sitting on the sidelines doing basically nothing for you, maybe you're getting a quarter or a half a percent, that money is best to be moved into the line of credit, which will, of course, expedite the speed that you'll get to zero. So let's say we have $20,000 sitting on the sideline as an emergency fund, and we're going to put that in right in month one. And if you had future monies coming in, you could put them right here. And now we'll hit continue. Now is the little bit tougher part. This is where we want to figure out what are we spending each month. You have two choices. We can go with a percentage. That's the easy way to go. Or we can enter a detailed itemization. So if I click on that, you'll see how it'll open up, and you can now choose, put your credit card. Basically, I would normally recommend that you take 3 to 4 months of credit card statements and take a look, see what you actually are spending each month. If you have car payments, they would go here, other monthly expenses. Here you could put in gas, food, travel, all those kind of things. Weekly expenses, maybe you'd put your food there. Quarterly expenses, maybe you pay your homeowner's insurance quarterly or twice a year. And then your annual expenses could be property taxes. Yeah, your property taxes may go here. But for ease of use for right now, let's just go with a percentage, right? Most people kind of have an idea of what's left over. So you might say, well, I have $3,000 left over. Well, $3,000 is less than 50% of your deposits here. I don't have a calculator in front of me, so I'm not going to figure this out exactly. But let's say if we said, let's say 35% is left over. So that's 2660, which, that looks like a fairly reasonable amount that is left over at the end of the month. And then we could also account for future lump sum withdrawals if you want to, let's say, buy a car in the future and you want to use this line of credit. It's a perfectly understandable thing to do. So that's where you would put that. And I would put only if you have it, as a plan. But otherwise, once we click this, we're going to see the results based on these numbers right here. Can't break anything in this simulator, so we can always come back and change anything. So let's just see what this amounts to. And there you go. So on this side, we have the all-in-one, and on this side, we have the comparison loan. As you can see, it's not 30 years, it's 27.1 because you're paying that extra $100 a month. Remember, we put that in there. So, yeah, you're going to save about 3 years there. But look at the difference in total payments, 511 versus 422. So you're going to save $88,000. But the big key to this right here is this right here. So in less than 8 years, you're going to be done. So basically, 19 years earlier. And what I like to do as an exercise is to show this is what the monthly payment would be, 1476 right there. Well, if we times that by 12 and then times it by 19 years, basically saying that, once you're down to zero, you'll have this 1476 that you could look as an investment account. Every month I'm going to put 1476 away because it would have been going to my mortgage. And you will see that you can build up hundreds of thousands of dollars by doing that. So that would again be added to the $88,000 that you saved right here. So this is why I call this a life-changing event, getting into an all-in-one mortgage. You will literally change your financial future, and not to a small extent, to a great extent. You could see here the difference in how fast your principal reduction is going. 12.7% a year versus 3.7. So basically, you're going 4 times as fast. Um, and here's a big thing. Look at the interest rate that we used for this, 6.13. Well, you're going to get a rate that's like almost half that. I mean, the rate right now is 3.75%. And, we're using a rate that is double of the rate of what you have here, if you took that 3% rate. So understand, everybody makes a big deal about the interest rate. It's not about the interest rate. It's about how fast can I get to zero. The all-in-one allows you to get to zero super, super fast because you're using every penny, whether it be temporary or permanently, but every penny that you earn is going to reduce interest and getting you to that magic number of zero that much faster. I can't express to you, how much of a life-changing difference this is. Okay, I scrolled down as you noticed, and I just wanted to point out, select your margin. This is all done at a 3.75 margin, which actually for a 0-point loan now, it's 3.5%. So we're going to see that that helps it a little bit. It increases by about 5,000 the amount that you save. Now, the other aspect to this is we're using interest rates that are based on a historical average of interest rates. I personally do not feel we're going to get back to a historical average for a pretty darn a long time. I would say minimum 3 to 5 years. It could be, we might just stay at a low interest rate like we are at now. I would say not quite as low as we're at right now, but pretty darn low for a long period of time. So we can also look at what would happen if rates did stay somewhat more at the current level. And now all of a sudden, look at what happens. Now it's 7.4 years and savings is $114,000. And so while that's a pretty good size increase in savings. It's not gigantic, right? But we did change the rates quite a bit because the rates are quite a bit below historical average. So we are going to be revamping this. We're going to have a new simulator coming out pretty soon, so you can check back often at aioloan.com. We're going to add some screens. Basically, we're going to show like an extra screen, hopefully, that will be able to show you what happens if you can invest this money at 2%, 3%, or 4%, something like that. And that's basically it. So just to point out, like if you want to try, experimenting and working with different numbers, all you got to do is come back to these little tabs right here and just change your amount. Let's say if you can hold 45% instead of 35. And I will tell you that I hear this all the time from customers that once they have this loan, there's a new level of motivation. They are more motivated to get this thing paid down. You'll find yourself, because I know it happened to me, you'll find yourself maybe delaying purchases or not making purchases at all because you actually can see the light at the end of the tunnel with this loan. Once you have this loan, your entire attitude changes. You actually will know that you will be able to get to the end of this mortgage. I like to say that the light at the end of the tunnel on a 30-year mortgage is like a pinhole. With this, it's like a flood lamp. So let's take a look. If we go 45%, which is 34.20 left over at the end of the month, look how much that changes things. Now we're down to 6.1 and savings of 122. Just want to check here. So it held this and it held that. So if we want to go back to historical average, you could see it's still over $100,000 in savings, 6.4 years that it's going to take to pay this off. These are types of numbers that I see all the time from customers. Please do me a favor when you run this, when you have the results that you think you're going to be able to have, then just go right up here, click the print button. That will open this up, and then you can click print, and it will ask to save it somewhere. Um, all right, that's on my other monitor, so you can't see it, but uh, it will help. It will save it, and then you'll be able to give it to me because I will need it for the loan once we're doing this. So, again, aioloan.com. If you want to put in an application or you want to reach out to me, just go to www.mrheloc.com. No period in between there. It's just MRHELOC. I'll show you what that looks like just real quick. www.mrheloc.com. And here's mine. And you can just click right here to get started. And we offer both. Right here, you can do it, either refinance or buy a home, or if you want to do it on your phone, you just click here, put your mobile number in there, and click send me the app, and you'll be sent the app, and then you can just do everything right online. And if you want to talk to me before doing any of this, just go to ronbork.info. And here you'll see where you could book a call with me. You'll click right here, initial strategy session, and then we'll spend some time talking. And that's about it. So I hope you got a lot out of that. Feel free to reach out to me at any time, and hope to hear from you. This is, like I said, a life-changing event that you could do, and you'll really do amazing things for your financial future. I look forward to speaking to you.